Hey, all, welcome back to the Everyday Wholeness Show with the beautiful, fantastic Janet Uribe and myself, Karen Stultz. And today is the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving in the US. Thanksgiving in the US is designed for being grateful. And I know wherever you are in the world, you have those special days to be grateful, but this kind of kicks off the season of gratitude. And it is important for us to feel whole, to be in gratitude each and every day. So, this time of year is simply a reminder for us, kind of a kick in the butt, right, Janet?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's the thing. How do you perceive it? Sometimes it can be a kick in the butt. Sometimes it can be a bitch slap. Sometimes it can just be a tearful, joyous moment of thanks.
Exactly, exactly. I love writing in my gratitude journal. I have a really cool little gratitude journal with my favorite woodland animal on it. With this, it's a cartoon kind of thing that just says, "I know something you don't know,"
Oh, that's cute.
and it just makes me smile. So when I open it up each day and write down my things that I am very grateful for throughout the day, and it's interesting too because they don't have to be big things. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're huge things.
Yeah.
But
It just depends on where you are in that space too, right? Or what's showing up in your life.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
all. But it's when we are really whole, and whole is the entire spectrum, the whole ladder or funnel or vortex or whatever you want to call it of emotions. That's what being whole is. But when you are in the gratitude, you're at the higher end, the part that fills your soul more, that builds you up instead of drags you down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, like, if you guys think about this, like, take a moment to just reflect on your time that you did spend. You're going to hear my cat in the background. Sorry, guys. Think about the time that you did spend in the last days with family, with loved ones, with Friendsgiving or family Thanksgiving, whatever it is that you've done here in America, overseas. Just think about your time over the holidays in general. Um, what do you take away from it? Because at the end of the day, and Karen and I talk about this all the time, everything's happening for you. So did you get into a quarrel with someone? Did you get into an opinionated discussion? Did you find yourself uh,
Sometimes a big discussion.
I personally lost someone that I loved very much yesterday. And, it's fascinating to me because we can easily get lost into the parts that suck about it, the parts that were awful, the parts that, bring you down and make you feel the absolute pain. But that pain wouldn't be there to begin with if there weren't absolutely loving and endearing moments. So there's even wholeness in your pain, and there's wholeness in the joy and the bliss. There's both. And I'm going to comment on like this loved one of mine that just passed. So when I was a child, I did not grow up with family here in the States, or at least family that I knew or lived nearby in the States. So I only met my grandparents a handful of times, 3 times to be exact, when we flew to Peru. And Peru was going through a communistic regime at the time. It wasn't a safe place to go when I was a little girl, so we didn't go frequently. And plus, it was a lot for my family to pull that together to bring our whole family there. So little by little, I noticed that my parents were really good at making friends in absolute gratitude and thanks here. And my best friend's family took me on as her own. And I used to always get in, I would watch her, bicker or like get into like disputes or whatever with her family. And I just say, don't you know how cool it is that you have family here? Don't you know how cool it is? I mean, oh my gosh, I can't believe like how I would give anything to have this. But what's crazy is I almost wasn't recognizing that I was part of that. I was part of it as much as and I feel like the universe never gives you or takes from you without making sure there is something else there for you. It is whole. It is whole. It's just whether or not you are deciding to view it that way. So my family in Peru, very tight knit. They have a beautiful relationship dynamic with each other that serves purpose for them. But the family that I had here taught me how to play. And that was something that little girl me really needed a lot, was to learn how to play. So nothing was missing, friends. Now let's get into some of your quarrels. Opinionated, heavy discussions. Do you perhaps view your mother, your aunt, your cousin, your friend, your husband's wife as controlling? Husband's wife. I meant to say brother's wife. Do you view them as controlling? Why? What part of your life are you controlling in? Do you view someone as nitpicky? Do you view someone as domineering? Do you view someone as having the wrong political opinion? I promise all of you guys had that come up at your Thanksgiving tables.
Maybe that's why we spent Thanksgiving just the two of us.
And then there's that dynamic too, right? We have millions of people with whom we could spend, but then we'll find ourselves, let's just have intimacy and quietness.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's totally fine too, but there's purpose behind every single one of these dynamics. It's just about, are you looking deeper? Are you using it to see what is there for you? You wouldn't be having the interaction to begin with if there was not something there for you. By the way, did you have an absolutely loving state of gratitude during Thanksgiving? Well, perhaps that's also something to show you how far you come with yourself, how much you love yourself, how much you truly do appreciate all things in your life.
How far you've come, and feel the gratitude for how far you have come. Maybe there is still a ways to go. Maybe it's only 51% ahead, but the fact is you've come a long way, and it's time to celebrate that.
It's
to
so
be
cool.
Joyous in that, to have gratitude, even if it's just a tiny little bit. 1%, 1%, just moving ahead, 1%. One of the things that I found, Janet, that helped me, because I don't like feeling bad. I do not enjoy feeling angry. I don't enjoy feeling frustrated with different things and people and whatever. I just don't enjoy that feeling of the lower end of the ladder. So when somebody here's a hint, little golden nugget, guys. Ask yourself, if somebody has frustrated you, made you angry, done something, made you hurt in some way, ask yourself, take a pause, take a breath, say, have I ever done this? Ever? Think about it. And if you have, ask yourself, what was the situation at that point of time? Did you mean to be mean? Did you mean to be cruel? Or was there something else going on? Why? What was going on at that time? And maybe, just maybe, that same or a similar experience is going on for this person at this time. So it's a lot easier to forgive.
Gosh, that's true. And I'll take exactly that same scenario on my end. Very, very, very rare to have ever mistreated people or to have bickered or yelled. However, the exchange that you just described used to happen frequently when I was younger, and it served great purpose. Because
Mhm.
although I had not been engaging or responding or reacting with that anger or frustration or, bitterness or whatever you want to call it, I was suppressing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you suppress it and it comes up later somehow, and
Yeah.
you lash out at somebody and you say, golly, where did that come from? That was
Yeah.
not my intention.
And mine wasn't even coming out physically
Oh,
until recent years. Mine was just suppressed in UTIs,
mm,
kidney stones. It was
yeah.
suppressed in the body because I refused to acknowledge that there was any piece of me that could be human like that. I wasn't acknowledging the wholeness of you have the right to be blissful, kind, but you also have the right to be angry and sometimes a little mean if a boundary is needed,
Mhm,
where
mhm.
energy must be matched. So it's really interesting because like everything is whole there.
Yeah.
No matter what your response is or is not, it's are you using the dynamic that's being served right here to you on a platter, using it for your own growth, for your own development, for your own wholeness, for your own healing.
So the golden nuggets here, guys: recognize, honor, take a breath, and allow the wholeness that is you. So until next time, be whole, guys. Bye-bye.